An imminent British inquiry into its agents' use of torture overseas has been slammed before it's had a chance to get started. It was revealed that Britain was prepared to use harsh interrogation if the potential information that was gained was considered important enough. Well, that's led human rights groups to boycott the inquiry, saying it lacks credibility, as Laura Emmett reports.
Walking a tightrope of pain versus gain. It's emerged that's how Britain's security agencies were encouraged to decide when to torture terror suspects. Mozam Beg was held at Bagram in Afghanistan and in Guantanamo Bay between 2002 and 2005. He says he was tortured and accuses the UK of being complicit in that torture. Only now is the level of the official complicity being revealed.
I am completely 100% sure that I would not have gone to Guantanamo or to Bagram had it not been for the involvement of British intelligence services. I spoke to British intelligence officers quite regularly in Bagram and Guantanamo and Kandahar. They were physically present when I was being abused. They saw my hands shackled behind my back. They saw my legs shackled. They saw guns pointed towards me. They saw hoods placed over my head.
According to policy documents seen by the Guardian newspaper, senior MI5 and MI6 agents were asked to weigh up the quality of information they might obtain with the level of mistreatment a prisoner would suffer, and if it was worth it, to go ahead. Amnesty International says there's a mounting pile of credible evidence on the extent to which Britain was involved in torture.
It's yet another document that's been hidden for a very long time that's just been released that shows that there was, perhaps circumstances in which, ministers or very senior officials authorised UK agents to participate in situations where it was more likely than not that torture would occur.
There's a police investigation into torture allegations underway, and as soon as that's finished, an inquiry will begin. But it's already come under fire. The policy on interrogation and other relevant documents may not be made public, which has angered human rights groups so much that they've refused to give evidence or go to inquiry meetings. There's also controversy about the chair of the investigation. Sir Peter Gibson used to be the Intelligence Services Commissioner. The government doesn't see a conflict of interest there, but many MPs do.
We should have confidence that the judge presiding is not somebody who has been heavily involved with the Secret Service in the past, and I think on that point it fails.
Powerful people, including Tony Blair, Jack Straw and David Miliband, have refused to reveal whether they knew the policy led to a number of people being tortured. But the ministers and agents who wrote it knew the public would be outraged. According to The Guardian, it includes warnings that if it got out, the policy could lead to increased radicalisation. Mozam Beg agrees.
It's true. Anybody would get radicalised if you hear about the types of torture that took place. However, when the government said that they will hold to account those people who were involved in torture, we take them for their word. And if the government then goes against that and says that we'll have this inquiry, but it's going to be in secret, you won't get to see those people who are involved in your torture, then people will lose any support, any idea that the government is actually going to try to carry out justice.
Many fear the inquiry set to begin shortly will be ineffective and that a second one will be necessary at vast expense. But there's also concern that creeping revelations about just how complicit the UK has been in torture and extraordinary rendition will lead to further radicalisation. Whatever happens, it's clear we haven't heard the last of Britain's involvement in torture. Laura Emmett, RT, London.